What's up, dudes or lady dudes? Welcome back to the Ride Dad channel, or welcome if you are new. If you are new, you are in for a treat, and if you are not new, you know the best videos are on this channel. So, without further ado, let us play a video from our sponsor.
Riding down a YouTube channel, it's the Riding Down a YouTube channel, it's the Riding Down a YouTube channel, it's the Riding Down a
If you didn't get the joke, the sponsor is me. There's no sponsor of the video. It's me. It's just another Riding Dad video. Do have some stuff lined up that could, not like a paid to do a video, but I'm possibly getting some stuff to test out for some different motorcycles in the future. So make sure you stay tuned. But anyway, today, that's not why you're here. Today, you are here because these levers are going away. Now, if you are looking at the bike right now and not looking at my handsome face, you might be noticing that these are not stock Harley levers. And you would be correct. These are Lucky Speed Shop levers. These are the ones with the trigger. They're the shorty levers. They are only for two-ish fingers, really. You can get three, at least I can get three comfortable. Definitely really can't get four. But they are going away. So I guess you are probably wondering why I don't want them anymore. They are made very well. They fit very well. The black finish that I got on these specifically are very good. So here is the issue that I have with them. They're not very confidence inspiring, and I use that term a lot because I feel like it has a lot to do with why you would put stuff on or off your bike. So what I mean by that with these levers is that for my hands, now keep in mind, my buddy Motos and Mullets, I'll put a link to his description, that way you can check out his stuff as well. He's got some really cool stuff coming up for his Harley as well, but he has the same style without the trigger part of it. It's just the same two-finger shorty from Lucky Speed Shop. Pretty much same bike, like I said, a lowrider. He's taller, his hands are a little bit, like his fingers are a little bit longer. He loves them, so he's probably never gonna change them. So I have an issue that because my hands are shorter, not so much on the clutch, because the clutch isn't even, you wouldn't emergency kind of do it in this way anyway, but mostly for the brake. So the brake is just normal everyday traffic, like if I'm cruising or whatever, that's fine. But when I'm aggressively coming on and off of turns, especially with gloves, they add a little bit of padding to the palm, puts my hand a little bit even further away, and then adds a little bit of dexterity issues, obviously with a little bit of layers there for your digits. And it's just not there. The way they're angled, and just these things are beefy. These are some beefy levers, which again, the construction is top notch. Nothing wrong with these levers at all. They're really nice, but they're even thicker and just wider and beefier than the stock levers that come on the Harley. So I traditionally do a two-finger grip for my clutch and my brake. Never had an issue slipping off these, never had an issue. It was just always in the back of my mind that it wasn't a very comfortable thing, and eventually when I would get around to it, I would look into some other options. Now, something that I was looking at was the one finger, the FNGR or whatever brand. Comes with a whole new perch for the clutch side, and then just a lever to complement on the brake, because it's called like one finger easy pull clutch lever or whatever. I don't have an issue with the clutch. I'm an adult man, and never had an issue with the Harley clutch. That could change when I have some different clutch plates or a new clutch basket or something in the future, but for right now, no issue at all. I've ridden it in plenty of stop and go, unfortunately some really crappy stop and go, and never had an issue. So that's not a problem I have. So you saw the thumbnail. We are going with some Flo Motorsports levers. So I am a Flo fan. I really like Flo products. I'm trying to move the stuff so I can talk about it. I really like Flo products. You can see that these are obviously a lot longer, and there's two cool things about this. So one, well, there's three really, I guess, that I'm going to talk about. The first is the reason I went with these, besides the fact that I really love Flo, is a combination of two things. One, it is a fully adjustable. It's not like just the clicks like some sport bike shorty levers have, where it's like 3 or 4 clicks and you just keep going back and forth. This is a kind of screw that screws all the way out and all the way in. So you have a full range of adjustability from as far as it'll go to all the way back into when the actual metal is touching it. So you have a really wide range of being able to adjust it. The quality, I have flow pegs and a shifter and a brake lever on this bike, and it's great, and they're just awesome. The quality is really good. The other part of these that you might want to, think about is that they are kind of like a anti-braking lever. They have a little bit of an extra play here. It can bend all the way around, so if you do happen to drop it and it skids or hits the ground or whatever, hopefully it'll go like this versus up or down and snap or whatever. But I don't intend to drop the bike, and if I do drop the bike, I feel like I have more issues than worried about these. So that's not the reason I got these. The main reason, like I said, is the adjustability, and then also the fact that these are just some slender boys. These are, you can tell, I hope, just they're thinner material construction-wise, and they are less wide. They're just a very slender, nice looking thing, and I think you guys have heard me talk weirdly about these enough. They do come with some metal inserts for the brake and clutch side for the actual insert. So if you've never seen a lever install before, buckle up and we're gonna do it. The only thing that you don't see in Scream besides obviously tools is grease. You will need to grease up a little bit of these. So let's go do it. And also off camera, I'm going to adjust my clutch. Basically, you're gonna obviously be taking the clutch lever out, so you'll need to adjust the clutch all the way in, so you have as much free play as possible before you start messing with this. So let me do the clutch, let me get my grease, and I'll bring you guys a little bit closer and we'll do this super easy install of these levers. All right, so the first step on the clutch side, after you adjust your clutch to allow as much slack as possible, is going to the brake and the clutch are different. The clutch side is only held on by this pin, and then just the clutch pulling it in, and the brake, the mirror stem actually has to come out. So get yourself a nice pair of some snappity rings, and some pliers, not the ring you gotta remove, and hopefully you don't shoot this halfway across the world. Oh. Well, oh, okay, good. I found it. Good. So that is what it looks like. Obviously that's what happens 9 times out of 10 for me, and I dislike it. So try to be careful. If you lose these, you can buy them at like Ace Hardware. I believe Lowe's has them. I don't think Home Depot has them, but anyway, yeah, try not to lose these. All right, once you remove that, just push that pin up. Take it out, set it off to the side, and now you gotta finagle this guy out of there. There you go. And that is pretty much it. You will see there is some dried up grease on that side. This little insert is what holds the clutch cable in. So you can take the clutch cable out, take the insert out, and this is the old lever. So the Flo have these metal inserts that I'm assuming will attribute to making it just a very smooth. So I did put a little bit of grease on there. Grab your clutch cable back, put that insert back in there to hold it on. Make sure that little tab goes in there, and then it's just kind of reversed at this point. I did forget to say, do put grease on, or at least I put a little bit of grease on the top here, a little bit on here, and then on the bottom I put it on this. This is a friction point that keeps this kind of taut in there and not wiggling around. So put a little bit more on there, and then obviously a little bit on there. And then when we put the pin back in, we'll put some grease on that as well. And once it's done, I'm gonna wipe off any additional grease from anywhere, even though this area will get a little bit dirty over time just because you are gonna have to keep your clutch oiled. This is a good time to put a little oil down in your clutch cable while you have it all off and disengaged. So wipe off all the grease, put that snap ring on the bottom, and then we'll head over to the brake side, which is a little bit different. All right, brake side, like I said, a little bit different. We're gonna have to actually remove this bolt for the mirror stem, at least on the stock Harley. You'll see I have a ram mounts up that I use for some GoPro stuff. A little tip that I do it from the shifter too. Anytime I have to move anything that I'm like weirdly ADHD kind of thing about having back right in place. Like it took me a lot to get this mirror stem and this ball exactly where I wanted it. So I just used a kind of Crayola washable, marker, and I put a line just down the center of that. And as long as you don't wipe that off on, uninstalling it on the bike, you'll be able to see that line when you put everything back, and then just wipe it clean with your hand. Be careful not to lose this washer, and we can set this aside. Got another snap ring on the bottom for the same kind of typical peg insert that was on that side, so let's hit that now. That one didn't fly everywhere, which is good. This one is an even smaller ring, so you actually have to kind of undo, partially at least, your whole perch and controls area because it's kind of locked in there. And like I said, just be careful of your brake sensor, little switch in there. Don't force anything out. So we're gonna go ahead and loosen this. Another trick, like I said in past videos, I put a piece of tape on the bar, like masking tape or painter's tape, and then I just draw a line with marker right where, I put the tape right up to where the perch sits, and then I draw with a line right where the two pieces of the perch connect. That way I don't have to think and worry about whether or not it's in the exact same place it was before. So let's go ahead and finish up this. We'll switch out the lever, put it back in, and we'll close out the video. All right, these levers are all done. Super easy, nice, quick install, with the exception of me forgetting about how much of a annoyance the brake side is. The levers initially, my opinion on them is they look nice, they feel comfortable, they feel like my fingers will not have an issue getting around them. They're not too incredibly thick, they feel very thin. My clutch is not engaged right now because I'm actually waiting, and I'm gonna start doing a chain kit install, filming it today also, which you have to undo the clutch for. So that's a hint to make sure you are subscribed and stay tuned, because we're putting a chain kit on the old Lowrider S. So that'll be really cool, very fun, exciting. Should be a completely different ride after that. But yeah, the levers are good. Like I said, you have the adjustability, you can adjust them all the way in. Obviously clutch within reason, you have to make sure that you're fully engaging the clutch and disengaging it on the way out. But brake side, as long as you can squeeze it all the way in, you could really have a field day with that as far as bringing it super close, which is exactly what I wanted, what I needed for this bike, for my style of riding, to make me feel even more comfortable and confident on the bike. So yeah, the only thing I will say is on the brake side specifically, there is just a lot of wiggle room. There's a lot of play on the lever up and down, which I'm not a super big fan of. But you know what? Everything else is really good. I can't remember what the stock levers were like. I remember specifically the Lucky Speed Shop levers. The fitment was really, really good. Like I said, no problems that I had with the Lucky Speed Shops at all. Just the thickness of them for my hand shape wasn't perfect. So yeah, but yeah, they're on. So no going back now, unless, I mean, technically you can go back, but I'm not gonna go back. Anyway, yeah. Video's done. Like I said, chain kit coming up for this. I got some other stuff to do with the Grom coming up. Gonna be figuring out some stuff with the Banks Performance fairing that I got on the windshield. So a lot of stuff, a lot of cool stuff for 2021. If you're a current subscriber, I really do appreciate you. Thank you for getting me up to, as of filming this video, almost the 1,500 mark. 1,500 is halfway to 3, 3 is halfway to 6, 6 is almost to 10. We're right around the corner from 10,000 subscribers, y'all. Make sure you are subscribed if you're not a subscriber, and if you are subscribed or not, make sure you turn on your post notifications so you never miss a video. I do post a video every single week. I try my very best to make it informative and somewhat fun. I'm a fun guy, I'm a cool guy, so. And behind you is a Honda Grom too, so if Harley's not your thing, little fun mini bikes are your thing, I got the Honda Grom. And if you're watching and you got a Honda Grom, well, I also have the Harley. Obviously, that's what this whole video has been about. Check out my Instagram, send me a DM, leave a comment on this, like the video, subscribe, watch one of the videos that are on the screen somewhere, wherever I put them this time. And until the next time, guys, ride safe, have fun. Dad, out.